Okay, so guys, when we are graphing absolute value equations, we are graphing absolute value equations of this form. So when I start talking about an A value, A is always the number in front of the bars. When I start talking about a B value, B is always the number inside the bars in front of X. If I start talking about K, he's always the number at the very outside of the problem at the back there. All right? So, two things. If we're going to graph an absolute value equation, we know that the V can either open up or it can open down. There's a way to know that right before the problem even gets started. The A value, the number they write in front of the bars, always tells you right away whether the V is going to open up or down to get you that visual. So guys, in this problem, the A value, the number in front of the bars, is -2. If the A value is a negative number, the V always goes down. So we know without even graphing this graph that his graph is going to be an upside down V. All right? If the A value is a positive number, we know the V will open up. So it's a good idea to take note of that. So if your V ever ends up not opening in the right direction, you can catch yourself and fix that mistake. All right, here we go. If we're going to graph this, the most important point on the V is its vertex. So let's go find the vertex. Okay, to find the vertex yesterday, all we had to do was take the inside of the bars and set it equal to 0 and solve for x. So take the inside of the bars, set it equal to 0, and let's solve for what is the x coordinate of our vertex. So we're going to add 3. We're going to get -3x equals 3. We're going to divide both sides by 3. No, sorry, by -3. And we're going to find out that the x coordinate of our vertex is -1. Okay? Now the y coordinate, guys, it's the best part of the entire problem. All you do is take the y coordinate right from the equation. The y coordinate of your vertex is always equal to k. And k is always that number at the end by itself. So in this problem, k is -1. So you find out that the vertex on this V will be the point -1, -1. So put it right on your graph. As soon as you find it out, put it on your graph. Left one and down one. Okay, we already established that this V is going to go down because the number in front was negative. So I already know my V will go down. To get to those other points, we need to use our slope. So we said yesterday that the slope of your V is always equal to A, the number they put in front of the bars, times the absolute value of B, the number they put in front of X inside the bars. So let's figure out what our slope is here. Our slope will be equal to A in this problem is -2 times the absolute value of B in this problem is the number in front of X inside the bars, -3. All right, everybody at home, we're okay? We're following? Thumbs up, we're okay? Everybody here, we're all right? Okay, all right, so now we just do this. So first you do the absolute value. The absolute value of -3 is 3, right? And then you're going to times it with -2, so our slope ends up being -6. But we do want our slope to be a fraction, so don't be afraid to put a 1 under it so you have that rise run number, okay? All right, now we go to our vertex, let's do it. I called this my rise number. And then yesterday I said instead of my run number, I think of this as my over/back number. So we rise -6 by going down 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then my 1 tells me to go to the right one. Now normally I would do this a couple more times. I would go down 6, right 1. Down 6, right 1. But I've clearly run out of graph, so I'm going to stop. So now go back to your vertex. Now this time go down 6 and back 1. And then again, I would normally go down 6 and back 1 again. I just don't have any more graph. All right? And remember, you are supposed to have those matching points on either side of your vertex. This is looking great. I'm just going to use these 3 dots to connect my V. And there is the graph of that absolute value. Everybody's okay? Everybody's good? All right? I'm going to do one more and let you guys get started. Let's try this one. If I have to graph this absolute value equation, right? Well, first of all, is the V going to open up or down? The number in front tells you what it's going to do. If the number in front is positive, it's going up. If the number in front is negative, it's going down. So guys, since A is -3, which is negative, we also know this V is going to go down, just so we know we end up in the right direction. All right, let's do it. Let's get our vertex. All right, to get our vertex, we're going to take inside the bars, and we're going to set it equal to 0 and solve. Al, how's the picture looking with the lights on?
That's fine.
Fine?
Yeah, it's not like the glare's not enough to be.
Okay.
You can't see it.
I got so sick of teaching in the dark. All right, so 1/2 x equals -1. Now, guys, do what you got to do to get x by itself. Some of you are good at just dividing both sides by 1/2. If you want to reason this out, 1/2 times what gets you -1? Great. I'm just going to times both sides by the reciprocal of my fraction, because that's how I like to get rid of fractions. So they'll cancel. I get 2 over 2, which is 1. So 1x is equal to, on this side, -1 times 2 is -2 over, he has a denominator of 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Guys, it's -2. The x-coordinate of our vertex is -2. All right, now we need the y-coordinate. The y-coordinate is the best. It's always equal to k, which is always that number at the end of the problem by itself. So in this problem, it's +2. So now we know our vertex is -2, +2. Put it right on your graph. Left 2 and up 2. Okay. We know the v is going to go down from here. We've already established that because the number in front was negative. Now we need our slope to get to those points. So our slope will be equal to a times the absolute value of b. Let's see who's who. In this problem, a is -3, the number in front, times the absolute value of b. B, the number in front of x inside the bars, is 1/2. So -3 times the absolute value of 1/2. Let's do the absolute value of 1/2 first. The absolute value of 1/2 is 1/2. All right, you're going to times that with -3. And if you want, put them over 1 so you can see your top and your bottom line up. So at the end of the day, the slope of this v is going to be -3 times 1 is -3 over 1 times 2 is +2. So our slope is -3/2. We have not seen a slope like this for the v graph yet. All right, so let's go to our vertex. This is my rise, and this is my over/back number. So I'm going to rise -3 by going down 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to go over to the right 2. Down 3, over to the right 2. Down 3, over to the right 2. And then I've run out of graph. I'm going to go back to my vertex. Now I'm going to go down 3, but now I'm going to go back 2. Down 3 and back 2. Down 3 and back 2 brings me just a smidge off the graph, but we can still make it work. And then there's all of my matching points on either side of that vertex. Just connect your dots in your nicest V. Okay? How do you guys feel? Pretty good? Pretty nice? All right. All right, guys at home, can I get a thumbs up that we're okay? Yep, everybody's good?